Welcome to an update on the Western Flyer bike. We did a little research, and the BMA sticker that's under here was on 71 to 79 bikes. It was like a safety sticker. Schwinn didn't go for that stuff, but other manufacturers wanted people to know that their bikes were safe when they really weren't. Anyway, the sticker, I'll show it to you when I get it off the stand. It's a BMA-6. And they put those stickers on 71 to 79 bikes. Now, also, the serial number on this is on the other side, stamped on the head tube. And that happened, they say that happened around 1980. But this is not a 1980 bike. But nothing on the bike was stamped 1980 or 79. I looked on all the parts when I took it apart. And I'm guessing it's about a 79. Although the bicycle gurus said that when there is a number stamped here, it's around 1980. Well, I'm thinking it's probably a 79. There is a sticker underneath here. I'll show it to you later. Anyway, as you can see, I got rid of some stuff. I got rid of this big honking gear that wasn't doing much. I put this little gear that Fred gave me on here, repacked. Obviously, there's fresh grease in there. Put a 22 on the back. I used the same chain I had because we could. We actually took a couple links out to make that work. Chain guard looks a little goofy. This big gear should be in here, and boy, that's dusty. This big gear should be under here, but it's not. And where we're going, this big gear is almost useless. Now we got low geared 3 with the 22 in the back. But we are going to, I want to put these bars up another, I know that's the safety mark, but I just need this up a little bit more. And this cable's kind of tight. And this cable's kind of questionable anyway. It's really old. And I had to do some modifying on this. I'm not too happy about this used garden variety cable. Anyway, we ordered some cable. We got some new brakes on here. We got the cable routed the correct way. We got this fender on. I think you guys saw that last time. And here's the fender that Fred graciously dipped in his solution. And yeah, it's a little rough. It turned out okay. It's better than these, right? It's better than that one. And it's better than that one. I did have this on the front for a little while, but I think this is going to Fred to get dipped. I think he's going to dip that for me. He doesn't know it yet, but it's in his future. Yeah, we got the mountain pads off of here. New cables. Yeah, we did a lot off camera. We did all the grunt work. This front wheel is different. We switched out this front rim. It's not bad. And the reason we did that is, I'll show you. After about, with these old bikes, you gotta know when to say when. After about an hour of replacing about 12 spokes and really giving this rim the business on the touring stand, it still wasn't very good. I mean, it's rideable. It's not bad. But that's a noticeable hop. And, does it match this back rim? Yes, it matches that back rim. But this one's much better. And we're just going to go for that one. All right, so let's change this cable real quick. Quit jammer jawing. I thought I'd get you guys back on this. First thing we're going to do is take this off. And this little back piece I said I was never going to take off again. Well, you got to take it off. Anyway, it's a 7 on the back side here. It's really small. If you don't have a 7, try to get the right wrench. These bolts are really finicky, and you can't tighten them very much or they break. They're very thin. All right, we'll take this little protector, piece off. We'll slide that out. We'll just let that hang there. Okay, let's go up top here. All right, so let's take this wire out. There's a little wheel there. I'm going to take it out of that wheel. And that wheel is a little questionable. We might look at my goodie thing and see if I got something better. It's a bit much. Something's going on there. That shouldn't be that loose. Anyway, if we have to use it, we will. Now, Fred says to use the cable all the way back to the rear stay and use one of these. Oh, yeah. Fred says to put one of these on the rear stay, like this. I can't show you, hang on. You get my drift. You put this on here, and then you run the cable. You run the cable to, okay. You run the cable to that, and then you don't need that wheel because the cable goes all the way to there, and then you zip tie it down with some nice green ties, and you zip tie it down, and you don't even need that. You just zip tie the whole thing. Well, Fred's wrong. Actually, it's preference. I mean, do you want one of these little wheels that I have to now deal with and make better? Or do you want a cable housing to go the whole way? I kind of like the wheel because that's the way the bike was made, you know? And Fred's wrong. He's good at dipping parts and getting them clean and shiny. But when it comes to 3-speed Shimano's, he's wrong. Oh, I'm going to pay for that one. Okay, so let's get going here. We got this. We're going to pull this out. You guys here? Yeah, you're here. Good. All right. So we got that old, nasty, yucky cable. And we're going to take this off here. Yeah, you guys can see good. Now remember, there's a little ball bearing in here. We got to be careful. All right, let's get this out of here. Yeah, it took me about an hour last time on the live feed. I got it down now, though. Okay, so you take that out. And there's a little area you grease there. And then you take this plastic thing out. Good. And then you can get the cable well, it's already kind of out. But what we'll do is we'll catch this ball bearing right now because I know it's going to want to fall. There's the ball bearing right there. That little ball bearing, nice and rusty. It hits this detent here and it stays in there. And it kind of clicks in this detent. It lives on the back side of this little spring plate that's riveted. It actually lives right there. And see, that moves a little. You can't really see it, but it'll move a little bit when it clicks into that. And there's a little washer here that gets greased too. But we're just going to leave that be for now. And maybe we'll be able to actually change this threaded style because I don't like this extra yellow piece that's on here and I can't really get it off. But let's see if the kit gives us that. No, it doesn't look like they do. Oh, they do give us this one. And no, we're going to have to reuse that piece. Oh, drag. Okay. Now with these universal cables, let's just get rid of this one real quick. So we have to reuse this. I can't get this yellow thing off either. I don't know why. Anyway, we have to reuse that. And we're going to make the housing really long. Because this was too short. I didn't like this shortness here. See, I can't bring the bars. I can't bring the bars up where I want them to be. The cable has to be about that much longer, and we didn't have it. That was a used cable, but now we do. Okay, so this is the little kit you can buy, about 14 bucks. Remember that this is not a Sturmey Archer. So I'll tell you the cable, which end to cut. As soon as I can get it undone. Hey, I hope everybody's doing good out there. And this is the update number 2 on this bike. I've done a lot of work behind the scenes, so you didn't have to deal with it. Anyway, okay, we got the cable. There's 2 ends. There's the Sturmey Archer end, which is this little skinnier one. And then there's this little barrel end. If you're doing a Shimano bike, you got to cut the Sturmey Archer end off. Don't blow it. So we're doing a Shimano bike. We're going to cut the Sturmey Archer end off. Goodbye. And this little thing they give you is the wrong thread for Shimano. It may kind of go into Sturmey. I don't know. Will it go into Sturmey? Yeah. Oh, you can kind of put that in a Sturmey Archer. See, that will kind of work. But the thread is wrong. It's too small for this style shifter. Maybe a bigger one, a different one might work. Okay, so we know we got the cable. Let's put the cable in. We'll put some grease on it in a second. Don't worry. Okay, we know that's good. Let's put this all together because it's kind of difficult, and then we'll cut this cable housing. And today we're going to use real grease. We were kind of skimping before. Okay, not gobs. Don't do what I do. Okay. So here's a little ball. There's a little ball bearing. Just pop it in there in one of those holes. It'll kind of stay in there, especially with some grease. Okay. And then this spring goes up. The ball catches in that big hole. There we go. Yep, that's it. Okay. Now, we got that little doofus piece. And that goes. That helps this cable. That helps this cable go up into that little piece. Yeah, I don't know why Shimano made this that hard. They didn't have to make it this hard. Then this goes on here and holds the piece in. It really didn't have to be this complicated, actually. I gotta pop that in with something. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, let's put a little dab on here. And then we'll put the cover on. Okay, here's the cover. Clean the spiders out of it. Okay, here's the cover. We're going to put a little dab of grease on that little friction point there. And this goes on. And we'll put the little screw in it. You guys still here? Okay. Yeah, Shimano 333. Does not need to be this difficult. Somebody got an award for this. Okay, so here's a good way to test it. Pull on the cable. Click it once, that's second. Click it again, that's first. Second, third. So you know it's in there. So you know it's doing that little ball bearing is where it's supposed to be. So leave it in third right now. Unfortunately, I could not get this yellow thing off. Let's try one more time to get that off. Oh, I got it. Okay, sweet. Okay, we got rid of that stupid yellow thing. All right, so we'll grease this up really good and we'll get this on here where we want it. Let's snip it now so we know what we're doing. So we want it pretty long. We want to be able to lift these bars up past the minimum height. So we're gonna think probably like right here. That's nice and long. I really want to be able to lift these bars up past where they're supposed to go, just because. So we'll give it a snip. Now, that snipped pretty clean. Sometimes you got to take a little ice pick or the end of a little compass, something pokey, and get in there and make that right. But that snipped pretty clean. Always keep an eye on that. All right, so we got some grease here. Put some grease on here. Okay. Grease is your friend. We're going to put this cable housing on. Now I'm going to go with this ferrule part in there if it goes in. I think it will. That's good to use one of those that's already pre-crimped on inside here. Down here you can add one if you want, and we might. Let's see how it works. Okay, we got lots of grease on here. In we go. And that worked good. Okay, so what happened is we only greased it about that far. So we're going to pull it back through here with some grease too. Yeah. See, we only greased it about that far. So we're going to pull this back out and put some more grease on until we see the grease come out here a little bit. All right, so we're good. Now, double check it again. Pressurize this with your hand and double check it again with the clicker. Just to make sure that you don't feel any sharp things going on in there. Okay, we're ready to put it in. Let's get a little ferrule though, if I have one. Yeah, hang on a sec. Hang on. Oh yeah, I got one. Okay. We're just going to be nice and put this on. It's kind of like that yellow thing I took off. It just helps this not fray over time. And some people clamp them on. I rarely do. If it's on there, where's it going? Why are you going to put a big dent in there? You know, I have it on my cable. I could crunch it a little bit. But why? It's not going anywhere. It's going to be in there for the rest of its life. Oh, he didn't crimp the ferrule. Oh man, I knew Fred should have told him what to do. Okay, I'll put this through here. You guys there? Okay, so hopefully this ferrule will go in here. If this ferrule doesn't slide into there, we'll have to loosen this up. Let's just see. Hopefully it'll just kind of go right in, you know, and be nice. And it didn't. Oh, it went. Okay. Okay, that's in there real nice. So we got a little ferrule in there. We took that. We have a little ferrule in here that's already on the cable. And Now we're going to test it again. Test it as you go. Just make sure there's no sharp anything going on. So we're going to pressurize this here. We're going to pressurize this cable here with my hand. And then we're going to use this and go into second and first, back to second, back to third, and it feels really good actually. And that's plenty of room to get this to go up past that minimum insertion mark, because it's always safe. You know, when you see that way above, you're doing good. No, actually you're not, but you know, this has to come up. I can't ride the bike this low. In fact, this bike is really small for me anyway. All right, so let's look at this stupid wheel. And this is where Fred is right. There's this wheel in here, and it's kind of messed up. And if I was listening to Fred, I would just use the cable the whole way. But we didn't listen to Fred. Why didn't we listen to Fred? Okay, let's take this off and examine what is going on with this stupid wheel. Yeah, right. Somebody had that on pretty tight. Yeah, Fred, we're not going to use the whole cable. We're using the wheel technique. Because we can. Alright, so something's going on with this wheel. It's just kind of wonky. It's kind of worn. But it's not really. Maybe it's missing a washer. Let's bring it over here and look at the other ones. That's a nice one. Yeah. Let's can you guys see that? Am I here? Where am I? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, it came apart. That's good. There's that. Yeah. It's not bad. It's like it's missing a little washer or something. Well, let's put some grease under here and put it back together. Okay. Well, at least we greased it, right? And that little helper, that little piece goes down and it kind of helps the cable stay in there. All right, let's put this back together. Quit messing around. It's better. That's all I can say. And now we can probably put this wheel down lower where I wanted it also. Because before, it was up a little high. Because the cable was so short. And now we can get it down real low where I want it. And go from there. Yeah, having a short cable, you got to do a lot of silly stuff. You know, I had to adjust it all around the length of that cable, that old one. But now we have a new one, and we can put this anywhere we want it, you know? Okay, that looks pretty good. We'll adjust that where we want it in a minute. Okay, let's put this cable through. All right, we got the cable here. I'm gonna go to this wheel. That's good. Yeah. Now we're going to test it again. Okay, let's thread it through here and then we'll adjust that wheel. Let's just get it through here. Take your time. Okay, we got that kind of where we want it. Okay, let's tighten that up real quick. 7mm wrench, boy, really don't give you any favors, do they? All right, so we'll since we have all this adjustment now, we'll put this in a little bit. Like I was saying before, we had a really short used cable. We had to just put everything just right to use that cable. But now we've got plenty of cable to deal with. So we'll just put this where we think there's plenty of adjustment with this screw, and we'll tighten it up. Be careful with this bolt. It tends to break really bad. They're not very good. Like, don't overdo it. Okay, so that's kind of where we want it. Okay. We'll put a cable protector on that in a second. Let's adjust the wheel where we want it. So that wheel's a little kick that way. So we're going to adjust it to be a little more in line with the cable activities. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay. All right, the wheel's where we want it. And the adjuster back here looks pretty good. It's in third, right there. Let's see if it works. I guess we'll put you here. Second. First. Okay, first. Oops. First. Second. Third. Oh, that jingling sound is me not cutting this. I gotta cut this and put that thing on. Give me a second. Alright. That's a nice little kit. I bought 2 cables because I'm that way. Give yourself a little extra. You might have to adjust it or use it on another bike someday. Who knows? So we'll put this here. And this is an actual aluminum one. That's nice. They give you it in the kit. It's really hard to get to, though. These pliers aren't the greatest. Okay, we got that little eye protector, just in case you put the bicycle up to your eye for some reason. And this could be a little tighter. It's in third right now. And let's tighten this up a little bit. And we have plenty of room with this new cable. That's pretty good. So let's tighten that down. We'll hold that with a pair of needle nose and tighten that. But let's make sure it's good first. So here we go. We'll run it through again. That's third, second, first, second, third. All right, let's tighten that up. We don't want it to get messed up. It's important to tighten this up. Over time, if that's just hand tight, it'll loosen all up. So we're gonna make sure it's good. Yeah, easier said than done. Okay, that's probably not going anywhere. Yeah, we are good. Okay, so now this bike's basically ready to go bonsai. Oh, let's lift this up now that we've done all that. Let's lift these up because that was the whole problem. We couldn't get the extension we needed. So let's pop that up. Bronze hammer. Good. Okay, so we're doing a no-no here, and I'll explain why in a second. Man, all that for a 1/2 inch on the bars. All that for a 1/2 inch. Oh well, it was worth it, I guess. Okay, here's the deal. That's the safe minimum insertion line. That has to be down in there. So, you know, until I find a longer stem, this is not how you do it. This is just me riding a bike that is too small for me. That line has to be down there. We're gonna be okay. Trust me, Fred. Trust me. Okay, I wouldn't probably sell it that way, but I'll go ride it. I'll go test it out. Yeah, let's go. Heck, let's take it off the stand and do a little night riding. Make sure this is tight first. We don't want to go stuff falling off. Safety first. We're not putting a bell on today. It's not like we're going to Red Creek. All right, so we got rid of this. Got rid of this old. Had to use it. Had to adjust everything for this used cable. That's the one we had on there. Goodbye. Oh, another thing about this bike was the first. Somebody, instead of getting a new rim liner or making one, they used red RTV and they glued that on the front rim. Really sweet. Okay. All right, folks, let's go take this for a ride because we can. It's nighttime. I don't know what's going to show up on the camera, but we're testing it right now. Okay. You saw it here first. Faulkner fixes all on his 79 Western Flyer. Don't hit the work truck. I just got that thing running really good, but I hate to scratch it up. Okay. first seat in. That's good. That's not bad. We're in third right now, and it feels really low. That's because of all those low gears I put on it. Man, it feels low in third. This is good. Oh yeah. Third feels like first in a normal 10-speed now. I mean, 3-speed, sorry. Yeah, this feels like first gear on a Sturmey Archer. All right, let's try second. Oh yeah, that's good. And first. Oh, we're doing good. Did you think I wasn't going to hit the burn pile? Come on, folks, you know me better than that. Oh, yeah. Did you think I wasn't going to hit that? Come on, man. The light going on.